Alright, this is a brief video on how to basically convert a series of PNG images or a series of any sort of images into a video sequence. So, vanilla Blender as usual. I'm just going to go over the top to one of these tabs here and add a new one. In this case, I'm adding the video editing tab, which gives me everything I need. It gives me the sequencer, which is this drop down here, which should be video sequencer, and that sort of stuff. And what I want to really do is just add in the sequence of images that I have. Now, you're given this little file viewer on the side here, and you can scroll down. Now, actually, no, not scroll down. Go back to the root directory, or C drive in this case. Open up the temp folder, and open up the temp folder. Click once. And inside that, I've got all the temporary videos that I've created, including this Hallows one. This is just a series of PNG images. Now, I can drag them in one at a time. Very painful, very time consuming. Don't want to do that. But if I go to add sequence image and go in here and then go to the temp drive where everything is located, and that just remembers my recent stuff, I can select this, press A on the keyboard for select all, and then I should be able to add this image strip in, and it remembers the entire thing. If I grab the little scrub head and drag it along, this is the video I created, or the stuff I created last time for that. And that's basically it. And this can then be rendered out. So we'll just move this sideways and look at the render settings here, which is basically your standard properties panel. Render settings, output type, output that, sorry, where it's going to be located. Override, is it PNG? No, I want it to be AVI JPEG. And make it full color, even though there's no color in there. And give it a name. Let's call it Bob, because Bob's your uncle. And hit enter, and then go up here and go file, render. Sorry, render, and I can render the individual image, which is kind of pointless in this case, but I can render my full animation. Hit render, it'll run through the sequence. Now, because it's actually just a series of images, the processing time on this is actually really quick. And if you watch the counter, it's on frame, number of seconds, and it's processing it very quickly. This is really good because if you've got a large project with a complicated scene, then what will happen is, of course, if anything goes wrong, you lose all that video content. You might be able to recover it. There's various tools out there that can do so. But in this case, it's just nice to take that short precaution to can create images for all of this stuff and then render it all together. Now, what you will notice as this is rendering is that it's very pixelated, because the original was a very pixelated image. I actually purposely chose to take it at the minimum well, not the minimum resolution, but the minimum default resolution that you can select on the drop down list. So I go back into Blender, we go right at the top here, you can see on this list here, it goes all the way up to 4K and down to TV PAL 4:3. And this is one of the presets that has a fairly low screen resolution. And I did that initially. Now that it's rendering, it's actually rendering in 1080p. As we can see in, I think it's the HDV 1080p option. So this all becomes really important, and that's now just chugging away in the background, which of course it's all blank screens. But the end shot is that when we go to our temp directory, and that's the wrong folder, so we'll just go C drive /temp. We can see that it is putting Bob together right here. Has Bob finished? Yes, Bob has finished rendering. And if I run this, we'll see it all happen. And that's pretty much it. Done.